are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easily pretty. The only reason that I can do tonight is 'cause I know you were invited. The only reason that this dress is skin tight is 'cause I thought that you would like it. I'm only come for the secret outside. Because I want you to like that. The only reason I can do tonight is because I really like you. And I can no longer hide it. What do wherever your mind then? The laces that goes over your thighs, just why you just tell me that you feel like I do. Just because it's super smooth. Tell me all that, baby. Tell me you like me. Had it just like that. Had it right on track. And I keep finding never had thoughts that control me until something bad left me so lonely. And I want it back. I want the old me. I'm trying to forget, but things just remind me. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way. Wanna take it back to when we had it just like that. Had it right on track, and I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way. Wanna take it back to when we had it just like that. Had it right on track. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way. Wanna take it back to when we had it just like that. Had it right on track, and I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. And there's no one to light it up, to bright it up. I get lonely when you're not here. Time disappears, leaving me stranded. My whole world shuts down. You never lived here, and I never found what I thought I did. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way.
welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, I'm Nikki. I am the host of the Sweet Pea Society, where you have landed. We talk about self-healing, self-growth, self-love, self-development, everything that has to do with becoming the best version of yourself on your own time. Because never forget, you're not behind, you're just blooming. If that sounds like content that you love, or you know somebody who would love, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, so that way you all can become a part of the Sweet Pea Society. If this is not your first time seeing me, hey Sweet Pea, how are you? What it do? Make sure you go ahead and put in the comments how you're glowing, how you're growing, all that good stuff, so that way I can stay up to date in your life, because I love keeping up with my Sweet Peas, and I love talking to y'all in the comments. Woo! Y'all, happy Monday. We made it. My makeup is literally falling, but it's okay. We made it to Monday. Now, let me tell you, I needed that reset. The montage that you saw before we got here to the car, I needed to do my laundry. I needed to do the dishes. I needed to pour into myself, do my hair. I needed to just put on some makeup, put on a cute outfit, and just pour into myself. And we're gonna talk about in today's episode why sometimes you have to push yourself to do the things you don't really want to do, because you know it's gonna be good for you, even though it's hard. Let me explain. So I have just finished my cycle and everything, and my luteal phase is so bad, guys. Like, I have the worst depression during my luteal phase. I do. I don't know what it is, but it's extreme depression, like to where I just don't want to take care of myself. I don't want to be around anybody that I love. I don't want to be around anything positive. It's so hard for me to move my body. It's hard for me to do the things that I know are going to make me feel better, that I know are what's best for me. And it's hard. It's so hard. So today we're gonna go ahead and kind of talk about why it's so hard, what I do to kind of combat that, and everything like that. But I want to make sure this is recording. Okay, so I had to make sure this is recording because I have trauma now, but we are recording. So guys, like I said, I have the worst depression in my luteal phase. I just don't care, and life can hit me, and I'll be like, oh, it's another drop in the bucket. Here we go. Like, you know, and during this season right now, I wouldn't say I'm not okay. I wouldn't say that. I would really just say like, I don't know, like even like recording this video is like kind of hard. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm doing bad, but I wouldn't say that I'm doing great. And I feel like there's not a lot of YouTubers or content creators or influencers that are kind of honest about when they're not doing good. Because like, let's be honest, let's be for real, let's play spades. We only post our highlight reels. We only post the things that we're doing good about. We don't post when we're fighting with our partner. Well, some of us do, but we don't post like when we're doing bad. We don't post when we don't make the show, or we don't get the brand deal. Like, we don't post that, you know? And currently I feel like I'm in a plateau kind of in my growth right now, or maybe I'm in like a bamboo season where I'm growing very much underground, where there's a lot of like internal work that's going on. There's a lot of things that I'm having to cut, so I'm going through a pruning season at the same time. And I very much feel like Job. Like what SZA said, feeling like Job and I almost lost my shit. Like that's that. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's where I'm at. And I'm just trying to continue to be the best that I can be, continue to do the things that I love to do, and still show up. And sometimes you can't show up 100%. Sometimes you're gonna be showing up 10%, 15%. And that's kind of what this reset was for me today. It wasn't my 100% productive reset routine where I feel great and I do my meal prep and all this stuff. I literally told myself, all you have to do is 5 things. 5 things. And if you don't do anything else the rest of the day, that's okay. Because at least you did 5 things to help yourself. And that was doing the dishes, doing the laundry, taking a shower today was on my list. And a lot of people sometimes say, well, oh, you took a shower. That's a regular thing that you should just do. Yes, but sometimes that's a struggle for me. And as someone who has suffered with chronic depression and also some ADHD and just really low times, taking a shower and caring for myself has been so difficult. I have come from a place that caring for myself is really, really hard. And I do plan on talking about this more in depth on the Sweet Pea podcast, which this is a mini announcement. Get ready for a mini announcement because I am going to be dropping the Sweet Pea podcast I don't want to say soon because it's going to be in 2026, fall 2026. So this time next year, we'll be dropping the Sweet Pea podcast. So go ahead and drop this emoji if you are excited for the Sweet Pea podcast and if you're going to be locked in, because let me tell you, I have done 3 podcasts already. I have produced and hosted 2 of them, and I have just hosted another one. So all 3 I've hosted, and then 2 of them I produced and recorded and did everything for. So I'm very excited to be starting this next chapter in my podcasting. I love yapping. I love sitting with you guys and talking with you. And the difference between my YouTube videos and my podcast is podcasts are going to be a lot more in-depth. They're going to be a lot more real. They're going to be a lot more raw. If you are an OG, you remember the Biracially Unfiltered podcast where I did not know how to edit. I did not know how to cut or anything like that. So they were just 100% raw, unedited, and in your face. And that was the whole point of the unfiltered part. So I'm definitely going to bring back an essence of Biracially Unfiltered, and with a lot of growth that Tea and Testimony, which was my other podcast, had. So definitely go ahead. I'm very excited. That is a chapter I'm very excited for. And yeah, so I'm very excited for that. But there's a lot of things that have to kind of happen before I can get to that part of my journey. And one of them is doing the hard work. And sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there, but I have suffered from major depression. So doing things like taking a shower, making my bed, caring for myself are things that I don't take lightly. I definitely believe that you should treat yourself, especially in this world where people that look like me or darker are losing their lives left and right. People are losing their rights in America left and right. Scary things are happening in this country, and I think that loving yourself and enjoying this time and doing the things that you want to do and becoming the best version of yourself in the time that you have is so important. And with that being said, the other thing that I really want to do today that was hard, this is really hard, is being around people. I have not truly been around community or people in a while. Obviously I'm around people all the time because of what my job is, what my 9 to 5 is, and I'm within the general population. I work in customer service, so I'm around people, but being around community and family has been really hard. God has sent certain people into my life that I can be low budget around, where it's not a high energy, where I don't feel like I have to be performative almost, but I can actually truly be myself. And that has been really nice. And there's this little squirrel in front of me and he's so cute and I just keep looking at him. Hold on, let me see if I can get him real quick. Look how cute he is. Little squirrel friend. Little squirrel. Oh. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. I've been around some of those people that God has sent, and I'm truly blessed for it, because I know when I start to not want to be around people, I start to not want to socialize with people, is when my depression can kind of start to kick in. And I feel like, oddly enough, usually I like thrive during the fall. Usually I thrive during the winter. And this season's a little different, and I feel like because there's a lot of changes going on in my life. I have some family dynamic changes kind of going on, to where my grandmother will be living with me very shortly, like by probably the first of the year. So just getting our house ready for her. God has been pruning some friendships in my life that were, I don't want to say toxic, but had run their course. And when I'm ready to talk about that, I definitely want to do a podcast episode and sit with you guys with that, and really kind of talk about how I've healed, how I've managed, how I've maneuvered through life with that, when I thought this person and me were going to be like locked in for life. So once I figure out that, and once I've kind of like gone through my own healing with that, I'll definitely be taking you guys on that journey and be like talking to you guys more in depth about that. Financially, I just am going through a lot. I'm in the process of selling my car, which is so hard. It's not the car that I'm sitting in currently. It's my Chevy Malibu, and I love her so much. But I just had to be really honest with myself and really honest with my finances about being able to maintain and afford this vehicle. As much as I love the freedom of having my own car, I just know that it's time. I know somebody else can love her and use her and maintain her. So there's just like a lot of memories attached to that car. So I think it's very just interesting that God is really pruning this season of my life. And I feel that in past seasons, pruning has been very difficult for me, has been very I don't want to say forced upon me, but very like, I've been very, what's the word? Resistant. I've been very resistant to the pruning phase. And now I just feel that like, okay, it's another season. This happens. But it doesn't take away the fact that like it sucks. And I just feel like a lot of influencers, a lot of creators don't talk about the pruning season and how, I don't want to say it's horrible, but when you're in it, it feels horrible. Like it's hard. Like it's really hard. Like, no, I don't want to. Oh my gosh, I do not want to cry on camera. Hold on. No, I don't want to get rid of my car. No, I didn't want to end that friendship that I thought we were sisters. Like, I thought this was somebody that I was going to like grow old with and have such a long friendship with. And I just feel that there's very few people in my life that I will keep forever. There's very few people in my life that I just feel. My wife is literally about to go and perform, so I have to like move my car real quick before I miss her performance. So we are going to drive together real quick because I've been yapping with you guys. But there's just so many seasons in my life where I've just been like, damn, this sucks. And yeah, pruning isn't fun. It's not a fun season. I feel like we don't talk about how it's not fun enough. And yeah, that's kind of it. But I have to go inside real quick and watch my wife perform. So I'm not gonna get good lighting in here, but I was telling you guys how I feel like I'm in such a transitional season. Like I feel like I'm going through my Job era. And I could not make this up. Could not make this up. There is a basket of Bible pages in here, and you're supposed to write what you want to birth, right? What you want to bring into the world. And I cannot make this up. Went in blind, didn't even look. There you go. Tell me how I pulled the story of Job. I pulled the story of Job. And that was just so much confirmation. So I just had to share that with you guys real quick. Okay, so I realized that the video that I took of my wife's performance would not have fit into the style of like for this video. It wasn't horizontal, it was vertical. So instead, I'm going to show you some of the cool things that the art exhibit offers. This art exhibit is Black owned and Black created, and it is available in the Colorado Springs downtown area for the whole month of October. So if you are part of the Sweet Pea Society that lives in the Colorado Springs area, make sure to go ahead and check it out. It was really amazing, and they have different workshops each day. So if you're a creative just like me, it's definitely a place to go and enjoy.
I'm trying not to hide from the past. Do you want me? Can you love me? Don't know if we're gonna last. A cupcake face, but I know you still wanna. Always been someone I call around to, but never someone I trust. But I still bust. Seconds is up. Take a step of the rules. Here we go. Girl, you on my time.
Aww.